Let's stream and connect it up. May 26, 2019. Here we go. Game of Thrones, Season 8, Walking Dead, Season 10, Fear Walking Dead, Season 5 discussion. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. All right, guys, welcome. Today is May 26th, 2019, and we're going to talk about a variety of things. Game of Thrones Season 8, Walking Dead Season 10, Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, and whatever else you want to talk about. Spoiler warning, obviously, for all that stuff. If you're checking it out on the replay, spoiler warning for everything there. What's up, Mark? Hey, Renee, everybody for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was not available to do a live stream last Sunday. And I was in South Florida driving back, and it was all this craziness to get back in time. So it was a little much to do one last Sunday, but we're here this Sunday, and I do love talking to you guys about a variety of topics. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, my book series, Fight for Us, Game of Thrones, Season 8, anything else you want to talk about. And it's a lot of good stuff coming back because we got Fear the Walking Dead starts next Sunday. Awesome stuff. I'm excited for that. And I haven't been that excited for that series. I was excited initially because Fear the Walking Dead, we got another continuation of the Walking Dead story. And then it wasn't, right? But Fear the Walking Dead hopefully has learned their lessons. Hopefully they were going forward in a good, captivating, interesting storyline. Does it have to connect fully with The Walking Dead? No. But I think it just be something that needs to connect with our interest. What we know, what we like, what we want to see, what we want to watch, what we want to connect with the characters. We have to care about these characters. When in doubt, whether it's Sopranos and Tony Soprano, you care about him, you don't like him, Christopher, whoever you like in a show, you have to care about the characters, right? And for a lot of the time, Fear the Walking Dead didn't do that. Game of Thrones, on the other hand, did a great job for us to like, dislike, connect, love certain characters. And we're going to talk about that Season 8 series finale, Season 8 as a whole for sure, because it was last Sunday. This Sunday, today, is kind of an empty slate. We have a 2-hour behind-the-scenes kind of movie thing, documentary style on HBO about Game of Thrones tonight. Animal Kingdom is a show on TNT. That starts on Tuesday. I'm excited to watch that. I believe it's the 4th season, and every season has been good, if not great. They're doing some big things on that show. TNT, Animal Kingdom is a show I recommend. And I don't know what else is going to be watching this summer besides Fear the Walking Dead on Sundays. So what's up, Mark, Renee, Madison, Janet, Tommy, everybody? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. This Sunday, May 26th, Memorial Day weekend. If you celebrate it, be careful out there. Be careful with the barbecues and everything like that. Want to have fun, but nothing too dangerous on there. I did some yard work yesterday, and it was way too hot out to be doing that here in Florida. I'm not sure where you're at, where you're living, but I'm sure it's getting hotter and hotter across the United States and probably, the globe. But hopefully you'll be safe this Memorial Day weekend if you celebrate it. I'm just going to be hanging out at my house, enjoying the day off with my wife. We might watch some TV or movies or something. Maybe just make some food and just relax home with the cats and, hopefully make a couple videos as well. So let's talk about Game of Thrones right off the bat. Game of Thrones is over. The show is over. Now, I really think it's a great show. Even if it's the worst kind of season in the last season was pretty bad, Season 8. They did a lot of things that they don't normally do. The show is usually really good with the pace, the story, the amount of episodes. It was 10 episodes every season, but last season there was 7 episodes, and this final season, Season 8, was 6 episodes. So you were kind of doing a half a season to end the series. And that's pretty weak, right? So a lot of people are like, I hope The Walking Dead doesn't end the way it does. And I don't want to give too much of spoilers away for, Game of Thrones, the finale, but it's kind of annoyed a lot of people, pissing a lot of people off the way it went down. But ultimately, I think it's one of those things that stuff happened. And I think it was okay. They had to end it one way or another, right? It's just like, I've been watching a couple of videos on YouTube, and I've been talking with people and everything, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like everything about it, but they liked it, right? A lot of people liked certain aspects of it, and I'm one of those people that did like it. I still think this series is great, even though the last season was kind of rushed and out of ordinary what it did. I do recommend it as a series. I don't think it's the best show now because the way it went down and the way they wrapped it up. I still think Breaking Bad and The Sopranos are pretty great up there, but it's still a great season. Game of Thrones will definitely be up there as one of my top 5, definitely top 10 series of all times right now. So I see some questions here. Jan, Q&A, Brian, what is your opinion of Luciana's character? Seems to me like the writers don't know what to do with her character. I'm thinking she won't survive season 5. So that's a great question, Janet. Well, for those who don't know, Luciana is a character on Fear the Walking Dead. She's been around since season 2, and we're going into season 5. She was connected with Nick, and since Nick is not around anymore, what do you do with that character? She's kind of turned into all lost hope kind of thing. I don't know what to do. Why should I stay alive anymore? Nick is gone, so why should I stick around? Even though she was there for season 2, and in season 3, she was at the ranch, and she just left. And then she's back all of a sudden. And you're like, all right, this is whack. This is stupid. She's a character that was kind of cool. She was kind of a badass character in season 2, right? She was tough, kind of a part leader of the group in Mexico. And then all of a sudden was like, she's kind of weak. She's kind of crappy. She's kind of terrible after they left Mexico and they came to Texas. What do you do with a character like that? I don't know, but I don't really care about Luciana at all. I just think that she needs to go away and it would be fine. But clearly she's going to be in season 5. She gets some steel pipe or rebar or something in her shoulder blade, collarbone area, and then they pull it out and she has a sling on. So is she just going to be, recovering a lot of season 5? I think she'll have a close call with death, but I don't think she dies in season 5. She's a character that she can get killed off and nobody cares. So that's the people they keep around for a long time. The people we care about or we start to like, Travis was a character we really didn't care about, but he was like a character that was growing on us and then boop, got shot in the helicopter. And you're like, all right, that's kind of a crappy way to go. But I think that Luciana, if they give her more of a role, she can kind of be a badass now, but I think that moments are gone. I think Alicia is going to be more of the badass character, but we'll see, We'll see some new characters this season. What do we got here? Joan Dugan. I'm wishing great things for Daniel. You? I like Daniel Salazar. Daniel Salazar is one of my favorite characters. He's been since the beginning of the series, and I'm glad they're bringing him back. I'm interested to see how him and Strand go this season. Because Strand shot him in the face. And you're like, I really wouldn't like that guy too much, right? But Strand's going to try and talk his way out of it. And he's like, hold on a second. Let's talk about this a little bit. I know situations got out of hand. And all right. And then you go to Daniel with the big automatic weapon. And I don't know. But Strand's going to be around. I think Daniel gets taken out this season. I think Daniel's going to come back to be taken out. Because people had questions about Daniel, and now they're bringing him back to answer those questions, kind of like a Morales thing. I hope Daniel doesn't get killed off, but I could see them taking him out. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that I like certain characters, and we'll see what happens with them this season. I think the whole Morgan thing is forced, but he's there. He's not going anywhere. Alicia has grown on me as, a character that I really didn't care about. And now she's like, I kind of like her a little bit. I like John. John's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite new character. I like John. I like Sarah. I like Wendell. I like Althea's okay. I mean, she's not my favorite, but she's all right. She brings stuff to the show. June is good. She's got the medical knowledge as a nurse, so that's always good for sure. So we'll see what happens with the characters, and I just hope the story is captivating too. We're going to meet some new characters. As if you hopefully seen my photo video, we'll talk about Dylan, Max, Annie, Logan, and I wonder if Logan's the guy in the hazmat suit. So we'll see. Mike, I do not know why Z Nation was canceled. I don't watch it. I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, this is not for me. Just like Black Summer, I gave up after the first episode. I was like, this is not for me. See you later. So I do not know anything about Z Nation or that, but I don't know what's going on for that. But let's see what else you got here. Mark Q&A, is it me or does Dwight just feel like an out-of-place character as of late? Well, yes and no, because he's kind of an out-of-place character because we haven't seen him. We didn't see him at all in Season 9 of The Walking Dead, so hopefully we'll get a backstory of it. And I'm going to guess we're going to get it earlier on in the season, probably the first half. And maybe around Episode 3, we'll get the backstory of Dwighty Boy, because I want to know why he's going there. And I really hope he finds Sherry, because if he doesn't find Sherry, what's the point of this character being around? Is he going to be a villain, an anti-hero, a hero? Is he going to be, looking out for himself? I don't know. I'm kind of interested a little bit. I like the Whitey Boy. I like Morgan. I like them from The Walking Dead. They're not my favorite characters by any means, but they can definitely do something big for the show of Fear the Walking Dead. As for Walking Dead Season 10, it's underway. I think we're coming up on the third episode of filming. Season 10, Episode 2, possibly 3 is going to be filming, and it looks great. I mean, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and the pictures and the information that are coming around from the spoiler sites and the people in Sonoy, from the Not Dead family and everything there, it's awesome because a lot of stuff is happening inside, outside Alexandria at the studio. And it's interesting because I want to know what happens with these Whispers and Alpha and Beta and Negan and the comics and the Whisperer War if it's going to come right off the bat. And I hope it does. I hope we don't have to wait. All out bore should not happen again. We want a fresh, exciting thing. And there's no doubt in my mind that the Whisperers are bad. So you got good versus bad, good versus evil, antagonist, protagonist. It's just there. We're going to have it. The war needs to be awesome. It really needs to be great. Big things need to happen here. Will it bring people back to the show? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not concerned with that. I'm just concerned with a good, interesting storyline, and I think the Whisperer War can be for sure. So, Mark, thanks for the reply. Of course, right, Just excited to talk to you guys because I missed you guys last Sunday, and hopefully you guys are having a good time with the Walking Dead break. You're still staying interested in a lot of stuff going around, and I have to say, notoriously over the summer, there's been little to no entertainment on television, and I think we're going to get more and more of that. Fear the Walking Dead is going to go from June 2nd for 8 episodes. So you're going to have June 2nd to August 2nd is 8 weeks. So that's 8 episodes. So that's great. But what does that mean for The Walking Dead Season 10? Is there going to be a break between the first half and second half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5? And if there is, will there be carryover from that into October? Because if it goes from June 2nd to August 2nd, how long is that break going to be before it comes back? A week or two? Because there's going to be another 8 episodes, I believe, of Fear the Walking Dead. And if that starts, say, August, let's look at the date. So let's do the math here a little bit. So we got June 2nd is the first episode, then the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So, okay, I was wrong. We're going to have it go to July 21st, will be June 2nd to July 21st of that. Then we could have probably a break of a 1 or 2 week break. So that would be July 28th, August 4th, maybe August 11th it comes back. And then we have 1, 2, 3, takes us into September 1st. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be October 6th, it ends, and then maybe we get The Walking Dead back October 13th or the 20th for The Walking Dead. So that's pretty interesting to see when it comes back because there's going to be a little break. There always is a little break in between seasons, the mid-season premiere and the mid-season finale of the season. So we'll see what happens because I'm interested to see when The Walking Dead is going to come back and when it's going to be announced. I'm excited for July. That's Comic-Con. That's when we'll get the trailer most likely for the first half of Season 10 of The Walking Dead. They usually show you stuff from the first through 5th, maybe 6th episode. Typically, the first 6 episodes have been filmed and they can make a trailer with that stuff. So typically, it's from the first 6 episodes of the trailer, and that'll be a Comic-Con in July, and that'll probably give us a date for when it returns, and I'm excited to see that too. So, sorry I was talking about that. Let me see the questions you got. Mike 007, do you think that they should bring back guns in the next Walking Dead season? Well, I don't think guns went away, Mike. It's more of bullets. They have to make bullets. They used a lot of bullets against the Whispers in All Out War. A lot of years went by where they haven't had to use them. They were good at killing zombies or walkers without bullets. They haven't needed them, but bullets haven't went away. I'm sure they have some guns here and there, but they're going to need a lot more bullets to take out that walker zombie horde from the Whispers by the Whispers this season, and I hope to get to see a lot of walkers coming towards Alexandria and Hilltop, and they're going to have to mow them down and get them taken out for sure. So I think the bullets is more of an issue. So we need Eugene to get that bullet factory working again. Janet Q&A, Brian, do you think Dwight is still searching for Sherry when he crosses paths with Morgan? I hope so. I personally think that's what's happening, and hopefully it matters. And hopefully they bring the note back around where honeymoon forever, honeymoon infinity sign. So I was thinking Sherry might have been a whisper. That's not happening, but I hope Sherry is part of some group or somewhere in Texas, and maybe that's where their honeymoon was, in Texas. So it makes sense, right? So we'll see. Your boy Odom is ready for Stranger Things 3. I'm excited too. I got the 4th of July. It comes out, and I'm excited to see Stranger Things. So we got Fear the Walking Dead over the summer, Stranger Things, Animal Kingdom. What else we got? What other TV shows you're going to recommend for us? I want to know your thoughts on that for sure. Boyd, Q&A, do you think Morgan and Daniel will clash over the way dealing with problematic characters? I hope so, actually. I hope Daniel and Morgan actually meet, because one of the saddest things ever was Madison, the leader, the main character, one of the main characters, if not Nick and Madison were kind of co-leads of Fear. Nick met Morgan, but Madison never met Morgan. And that's pretty terrible. It's like having Rick never meet Ezekiel or something. And you're like, what is that? That is terrible. That's a character that needs to be a big connection on the show. Daniel and Morgan definitely, hopefully, see the world in a different place. And I don't need, Morgan to be all life is precious, kill everybody. Clear mode versus happy mode. I don't think everything should be everyone gets along. And if Daniel has his way of doing things, that could be a problem with Morgan. And I would actually love to see that. We'll see what happens there, too. Faith. So now that Whiskey Cavalier is definitely canceled, I do hope Maggie and Herschel Jr. come back to stay. Me too. Definitely me too. You already asked that. Mike 007. Yes, I do think guns should be a part of that for sure. What is the next zombie game you will play on this channel? Probably Days Gone. I haven't had the time in there for that. I just want to rent it and hopefully, get some video and stream it on Twitch or something on here too. So, Boyd, of course, you're welcome, my man. You're a big supporter of the channel for sure. You're definitely a big, guy who's been around for a long time. I remember you writing posts on there too, and I thank you for posting a question and being a part of everything and all that we do here, and everybody as well. Thank you. My man, Big Sexy in the house. What do we got here? Marcia Derbyshire. Bri, have you heard the rumor that Dwight has been finding notes on his trip to Texas that he believes to be from Sherry? Those notes seem to be guiding his way. I haven't heard that, but why is she leaving breadcrumbs and not just there? Is she part of some group that doesn't want outsiders to come in or something? Either way, I hope it's answered. I hope Sherry is a part of Dwight's story. There has to be some sort of payoff, right? What was the point of meeting Sherry and Dwight? And they took Daryl's motorcycle and crossbow. And then Sherry let Daryl out of the cell. And then she's gone. I kind of want to see if Sherry, Morgan, and Dwight are part of Fear. That's okay. I think that's good. I think that's a good connecting point there too. I think it'd be awesome. So, I don't know who the Walker or what the Walker is going to be that opens up a whole new universe of The Walking Dead. I think it's going to be, and hopefully it's connected with, the nuclear radiation walkers. So, I just picture, a walker, coming at you, ready to bite you, and someone's like, boom! And then, acid flies out. Radiation flies out. And then it gets on someone's arm, kind of like Aliens, when you're like, oh, and they got acid blood, and then someone's got to chop that person's arm off to keep them alive to stop the infection. That would be pretty awesome. Now, that would draw people in, right? But I'm not a writer for The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, but I want to do stuff that is captivating, and I want to watch stuff that's captivating too, like my book series. Hopefully you guys are checking out my book series. I got 9 books available now. Book 10 is written, and we're in the editing process now. So I like the idea of you guys checking out the book series. It's on Kindle, more affordable on Kindle than paperback, but paperback is what I'm used to, and I like an actual paperback book. The paperback books are $10.99, and the Kindle versions are, the first book is 99 cents, and then they go from $1.99 to $2.99, and I think the latest versions are $3.99 because they're bigger, they're more to it, they're more pages, they're more involved with it. So the Kindle versions will probably stop at $3.99. Maybe if we do an extended book, it'll go to $4.99, but $3.99 is where we're at right now for the Kindle versions. So, and I don't get $3.99 for it. I get a small percentage of it because it's got to go through Amazon. Check out Amazon and Fight for Us right here, like the sticker right there, wherever it is. But that's how it is. Fight for Us is my book titles. So, or my book title of the series, and then each book has its own title for that book. So Fight for Us is the big thing, and it's going to be an all-encompassing book series that's going to go on and go on and have good stories, ups and downs, big moments, a lot of good things. And I'm working on the prequel series for it as well. So that whole universe is going to connect. I like that things connect in it too. Like, I like that Walking Dead is finally connecting with Fear the Walking Dead in shape or form. I think that's the best way to do it. I like the idea of what's happening in other states, other parts of the world, other things in a zombie apocalypse, right? Like, so I'm in Florida. I grew up in New Jersey, and I've been to a couple different states and a couple different areas in my travels and school and everything there too. And I would think that a zombie apocalypse would not just be in one small sector. It would kind of be in a big area, right? But I would think that it would make sense for the world to be connected with everybody in that zombie apocalypse, whatever your world is. No one owns the zombie apocalypse. My zombie apocalypse genre actually takes place in the future, not that much that far in the future, but a good time frame, 5-6 years in the future. So it's one of those things that it's got to be connecting what the world may look like in 5, 6, 7 years from now. So it's pretty cool. So sorry, I went on my little tangent there. What do you guys think too? What do you think about the Rick movie? Well, I don't know anything about it there, Waddy Fire Leroux. I don't think anything about it just yet. I think it should be awesome. I hope it's awesome. I hope it connects very well. I hope it's worth watching. I hope it's a good connecting point of the series, the universe going forward and beyond. So we'll see what happens with the Rick movies. I don't know. Pollyanna McIntosh has been at the Sonoy Dead Bash and the Camp Mariac charity fundraiser thing that's going on. Is it now, or was it yesterday? Did it end? Was it the 24th and 25th, or 25th and 26th? I think it's 25th and 26th. So it's right now going on there in Sonoy and right around there too. So Pollyanna McIntosh is there. So does that mean that she's in Georgia to start filming the movie? Is she going to be in the movie? I don't know. There's no way to tell, but it's just my idea of thinking. Hopefully Rick, Andrew Lincoln, comes to Georgia, directs an episode, and then starts filming the movie. And I don't know if the movie is going to be done in 2 months, 3 months. Are they going to shoot it back to back to back? Who's going to be involved? If Michonne's going to be in it or not. The first movie hopefully makes sense. Hopefully that the Walking Dead movies don't end on big cliffhangers that are like, when are we going to get the next one? What is going on with this? I hope they answer more questions than raise more questions. That's the biggest thing. But they can do both. You can set things up, answer some things, set things up. As long as everything gets answered in the first 3 movies, in the movies over the course of it, I'm okay with it. I don't mind cliffhangers. I don't mind things, and I don't mind waiting, but some people kind of just are. So, Janet Person, Q&A, Brian, if someone kept Lucille, who's your best guess? I think Michonne has it somewhere safe. I don't think Michonne would trust anybody else to have it. And Daryl was at the sanctuary for all that time, so I don't think he had it. Maybe it was at the kingdom, but that would be a nice little twist. If they took it out of Alexandria, they gave it to the kingdom for safekeeping, and it's somewhere in the kingdom, and they left it there, and they got to go back for it or something. That would be kind of cool. I doubt it. I just think it's at Alexandria. I think it's somewhere hidden by Michonne. I think Michonne had it. That would be my guess for sure. So, your boy Odom, there's an episode this season called Are you there? You think it referenced The Walking Dead last episode of season 9? Could be. So Fear the Walking Dead, I gave out the titles of the first 8 episodes. Potentially, I believe they are the first 8 episode titles. They're legit. And it makes sense if it connects. Should it connect? Maybe, maybe not. Will it? We just don't know for it. So, of course, Janie, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mark Simmons, how could Rick be out there held against his will for over 6 years? That's the question. That's the $1 million question everybody's asking. Where has he been for 6 years? What is going on, Rick? What is he going to look like? Is he going to look totally different? Is he going to have a big old beard? Is he going to be in some place where he's can't leave? Does he have amnesia like Mr. Trek fan Dan just said? I don't know what they want to do. I would think that he was injured, like severely injured. So he could not move. I would assume that the first movie is going to pick up when him and Jadis left. Helicopter's going to land. We got a live one here. Let's take him in. Boop, 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 boop. Surgery, doing this. Rick wakes up in a hospital bed. Bing, bada, boom. Just like the season started. Rick's in a hospital bed. We're like, oh, okay. I'm down with this. I'm familiar with this. Let's do it, right? Okay, we'll see how it goes. And then Rick's been injured. Can't move. Can't do this. They don't know where Rick doesn't know where he is. They're not telling him where he is. I would assume he's in Pittsburgh, DC, Ohio. Maybe an aircraft carrier, but that's a little World War Z-ish, so I don't know if they want to do that right. But I'm just not sure why he just can't leave, you know? I don't know what they want to do. But I'm excited to find out. They could go a bunch of different ways, you know, and it's pretty cool too. So, Donnie Thompson, what do you think will happen with Negan? I hope that Negan is a part of Alexandria. He fights Beta, and they take out the Whispers and take down the Walkers and the Whispers, and Negan's a big part of it. If you know the comics, hopefully you're thinking that Daryl is Rick and Negan is Negan. So Daryl and Negan are not going to get along. They're going to clash. They're going to have to coexist. They're going to take care of each other. Daryl is going to keep Negan alive and let him live for as long as he's useful. Negan saved Judith. He saved Dog. So then Daryl kind of is like, all right, you know, I'm going to keep my eye on you. But Dwighty Boy and Daryl, Dwighty Boy and Rick from the comic is what Daryl's going to be for season 10 in the Whisper of War. I just see it being that too. When in doubt, give it to Daryl, and I think Negan should have a bigger and bigger part. I want to see that, you know, myself. But Mike 007, just earned my Boy Scout Eagle rank on Tuesday, and I'm the only one in my group to earn Boy Scout Eagle rank. Very cool. Very good. Very congratulations there, too. Your boy Odom is ready for Chapter 2, like John Wick Chapter 2. I have not seen John Wick Chapter 3, even though I want to. I'm excited for that. I think it's good. Even though they're trying to make a John Wick 4, you know, for 2021, which kind of gives a little away here too. But I'm excited to see. John Wick is a good story. Definitely check out the first 2 movies if you haven't before you watch number 3, I'm guessing. But they're good. It's different. It's definitely a good, different kind of story that I like watching out there for sure. But I like that kind of stuff too. So I'm excited for the future of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. It sucks that Game of Thrones is over and the way it ended, but it's all right. I'm okay with it. I'm not like, oh man, that was the worst thing ever. Game of Thrones is ruined because of that. I don't think so. It's not helped by that. It was rushed. They're leaving coffee cups and water bottles and, you know, stuff's getting mishapped with Grey Worm and this is happening and it's too dark in one of the episodes. And, you know, they rushed a 10-episode season in 6 episodes. You could have gave it 7 episodes, you know, give me 1 more episode and had the transition with Daenerys and everything there too. But ultimately, it is what it is. It had to end, right? But I just wish it was done with a little more, I don't know, just a little more effort, a little more just cleanup. I don't know what they could have done better, but they definitely could have done something better too. So we'll see. Mr. Trek fan Dan, or they won't let Rick leave. Seems unlikely unless the explosion is what they Rick his future vision limp. Yeah, no, he could have his limp. He could not get around very well. I just think Rick was injured for a while, and it was touch and go. And then he was so bedridden that he couldn't get up, and he was so weak, and he hurt his leg, and he walks with a cane now, and he's got that old man Rick look about him. So it could work, but that needs to be addressed. And Gimple is the writer for that. So, say what you will about that, but we'll see what happens with Gimple writing the Ricky Grimes movies. So I want to see what happens on there too. Jeffrey Morrow, what's up? What you got here? Boyd saw the new Liam Neeson movie Cold Pursuit the other night. It is awesome. Very good. So I have to check out that Cold Pursuit. Also, did you know that Maggie Grace, who plays Althea on Fear the Walking Dead, is the girl from Taken, that Liam Neeson movie series, Taken 1, 2, and 3? She is the girl that is taken. So the word is that she might be taken in the first episode of season 5 of Fear. So we'll see what happens if it's true or not. But I'm just hoping that Fear the Walking Dead is a good show that has a storyline we can have. It had good moments. It had good things, but it's been 4 seasons, so it should have a couple good things, right? It should have a couple good moments. And if it's connected with The Walking Dead, which has been great, season 7 wasn't good and season 8 wasn't great. It wasn't very good either, but so you have seasons 1 through 6, which are good, if not great. Season 9 was good. So you got 2 out of 9 seasons that aren't the best, but there was good moments in every one of those too. But, hopefully The Walking Dead is, getting its mojo back and getting its showrunner in a good way and just going forward for big things, because the executives want it to be around for a long time. They want it to be, along for a super long time. And I think that's the AMC invested a lot of money in, owning a studio now, building for the future, Walking Dead spinoffs, movies, everything going forward. So I think they want it to be good. I'm not in charge there, so I don't know what their plan is, but I would assume they want to have The Walking Dead movies, Fear the Walking Dead, and the second spinoff, the third Walking Dead series, to be awesome. So you have Walking Dead year round. But it needs to connect that universe too. It's like, okay, do I really have to start something fresh again every time? Like, okay, who are these characters now? Are they ever going to connect with the other characters? So let's talk about the third spinoff, the Walking Dead third series, right? The second spinoff, but the third series of it. So let's call it Walking Dead 3, I believe is what they're calling it right now. So if it doesn't connect with The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead or some part of the universe that we're familiar with, are we going to be like, all right, I got to learn these characters. I got to care about these characters. Who are these 2 people? And the word is that it's 2 female protagonists doing something for some reason. So I don't know where they're going, what they're doing in Virginia, if it's actually Virginia or D.C. area. And is it going to be filmed in Virginia or Georgia? But I would assume it's filmed in Georgia, but takes place in Virginia too. And what is it all about? I don't know. Every group that were there is connected with Rick's group, so it should connect, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm excited for the possibility of it. But I was excited for Fear the Walking Dead too, and overall, it's been a letdown. It's had good moments, and it's finally doing things, but I just don't know. I just feel like it could have been better. You could have done anything to do. But I was thinking about this the other day too, so I'm not going to do a Fear the Walking Dead rant or anything, but it's like Walking Dead is great, right? It's got the hype, it's got the ratings, it's got the merchandise, it's got the money coming in, it's got everything going for it. And you're like, yeah, it's great, right? And they were like, you know what we're going to do? Walking Dead's great, more is better. Let's get another series going. What are we going to call it? Fear the Walking Dead. It's going to be the start of the zombie apocalypse. It's not going to be here in Georgia. It's going to be all the way in California, right? And then we're not going to have it be about a male character. It's going to be a female character. That it's going to be a badass character, but have everyday drama with her teenage kids, with her, boyfriend, I guess new husband, I guess Travis. I don't even know if they were really together, but Travis, they're going to be teachers. They're going to be everyday people in a zombie apocalypse, right? And it's going to make sense. Did it though? Because it was frustrating to watch, because we were already familiar with the walkers and the zombies and the zombie apocalypse, and we're watching these people who have no clue about it. And if we're smarter than the people on the show, that's frustrating to watch, right? And I don't mind the idea of having a family dynamic like that too, like Madison and Travis and Alicia and Nick and, Travis's son. And it was just, I could see what they were trying to do there, but it was like going backwards for the storytelling that we were already, the audience that was going to be there was already going to know more than the characters, and it just wasn't going to work, in my opinion. And I'm definitely not trying to hate on Madison and Alicia and Nick, because I like Nick and I like Daniel, and I didn't mind Travis, in season 2, but it took a while for us to be like, all right, I kind of like it, right? So it could have been anything. I would have rather we've seen like firefighters or EMTs or something, right? And we saw the military a little bit, but it still wasn't enough to be like, the military should be more involved, in my opinion, in the zombie apocalypse too. Like we had Abraham and we had a couple people here and we had, the governors, people with the military, but overall we're not having the military involved. And I think there should be more of that too. And, I guess what I think should be done is in my book series, and the military is definitely involved in that too. And I think it's a big factor in that too. But, Mike, how old do you think Rick's daughter will be next season? I think it's going to be around that same time, 11 years old, 10, 11 years old. But we're going to get a little time jump, but I don't think we're going to get much on it. So we'll see. Paul Foster, all right, Bri. What does that mean? All right, Bri, what? Thanks. Mark, how many seasons do you think The Walking Dead will run? I think we get 12 seasons. So I think we get this season and then 2 more. And then I think that's a good run. I think they take a nice break and then they come back at some point, in a couple years. Because you'll have the movies. Maybe they roll with the spinoff for a little bit and they give The Walking Dead a break. Maybe we're going to try to build that up a little bit. But I wouldn't mind 12 seasons of The Walking Dead. And then they take a little break from it, and then they come back one way or another and maybe bring it back for a couple seasons and do that too. Because kind of like they want to do the Star Trek, I say it every time, but the Star Trek idea where you had big in the 60s and the 70s, and then it came back in the 90s, and then it's still around. Star Trek's still around today. Walking Dead can do that as well too. So I think that's what it'll be. But I'm liking the idea of having connecting points, and a lot of people, well, I guess people who don't really think outside the box or really give The Walking Dead credit, they're like, Fear the Walking Dead is better than The Walking Dead because it's only Daryl and Carol on The Walking Dead, and Fear the Walking Dead has so many other characters. Well, what are you talking about? Because Fear the Walking Dead has Morgan, Alicia, and then a bunch of new characters that are still having to grow on us. The Walking Dead has characters from the second, hopefully if Maggie comes back, the 3rd season, the first 2 seasons, all these seasons, you have Daryl, Carol, Michonne, Maggie, potentially, hopefully he's coming back. You have Ezekiel, Jerry, Judith, of course, Aaron, who was in season 5. Hopefully Magnus Group is definitely something there too. And there's a lot of characters there too. So I don't understand why people are thinking that it's just, nothing is so much better or whatever. So it's interesting for sure. So let's see. Coco Rose. What up, Rye? So you're going to cover the Animal Kingdom show on this channel next or what? So I'll talk about Animal Kingdom for sure. I don't mind talking about Animal Kingdom. I probably won't watch it the day of because it's on Tuesdays, I believe. And we might watch it on demand, so I might watch it like a couple days later and talk about it. But if people want to talk about Animal Kingdom, I love talking about Animal Kingdom. I love the Codys. I love that, the drama with Jay and Darren and just every Smurf and everybody involved. It's crazy, man. It's nuts. It's kind of an interesting thing. And Baz, it's got a story on there too. I definitely recommend Animal Kingdom for a lot of people, and it's definitely a good summer show for sure. So, Paul. All right, man. Just say hi, Bri. From England, we talk different. Yeah, I guess so, Paul. So, gotcha. So, hello from England. Very cool. Xmas Girl 304 Q&A. How you feel about the kids being shown after Winnie and her buddies kind of wandering? I don't know. I've never had a problem with how the kids are portrayed in the zombie apocalypse because it's legit, you know. Some are going to be like Carl was an annoying little kid that was like, just stay in the house. What are you doing? But he's going to be out and about and try to go around for sure. And then the Judith, kind of the same thing. Sam was annoying. You know, there's been more annoying kids on there too. I personally hope we get to see Winnie again, because if Winnie comes back around, we're like, oh, that's the girl that, you know, was with Michonne's friend. So you're like, that, you know, we are familiar with that too. But everyone's going to ask you, it's Winnie. Where's Winnie? Is this Winnie? It's like the new Morales. Winnie's the new Morales too. So I thought it was interesting if they don't answer it, you know. So. Janet, Q&A, Brian, in season 1 of The Walking Dead, we saw Walker try to turn a doorknob and another one pick up a rock and try to break a window. Do you like a smart walker or the version of Walking Dead Dolphin went with? I like the Walking Dead version later on. I don't like fast walkers. I don't like genetic walkers that are flying around like, you know, doing all that stuff like World War Z. I do like the slow kind of zombie that try to reach for things when they're around. And they just kind of do everything that is to conserve energy, and, you know, they break down and you have to kill the brain. And I just like that kind of zombie myself as well, too. So thank you, Coco Rose, for the support. And thank you guys all for joining me for sure this Sunday and every Sunday and watching the videos on there as well. You know, hopefully you guys are subscribers. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your family to get our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Right now, I think we got 82,500 and some. So we're getting there. That would be pretty amazing if we hit that goal by the end of this year, if not early next year. I think that would be pretty awesome. You can always donate to the channel on our Patreon page. We have it right there in the description, PT channel donation page, Patreon, or you can also do a super chat as well. It goes right to the channel, and it comes back to here. So we can continue on making awesome videos, continue with the book series, and hopefully people are liking it. I know Mark and a couple people have picked up the books, and hopefully you're enjoying it. And you're being kind of engrossed in the storyline of things, and you're kind of liking characters, not liking characters, being involved with it, and just can picture yourself in the story too. Hopefully, yeah, everyone is too. So, what you got? The King. What are your thoughts on Rick being on Fear the Walking Dead? I'm guessing you meant to write. Fear the Walking Dead, having Rick on it would be pretty dumb. In my opinion, but if his character where he went, the connecting point with the helicopter people is connected with some, or an offset, an off group of that, would be pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind that, but I don't want to see Rick on that show. I would rather have Rick be on The Walking Dead and or the movies where it connects too. So I think it would be pretty cool for it. But I don't want Rick to just transfer over to that show. I wouldn't mind having some connecting point too, more of like the connecting point of the people that took him, the helicopter people. Donnie, do you ever think Rick will ever come back? I don't think he'll ever come back to be on the show, but I don't know if he ever, maybe Michonne and Daryl and whoever get into there and they find him and they break him out or wherever he's being held. I think it would be pretty great for him to connect. I mean, we all want, I mean, hopefully everybody wants, I know I want to have Rick be reunited with Michonne, to see Judith and to meet RJ, and to be reunited with Daryl and or Carol if possible. But definitely Michonne. He's got to meet Michonne again, because Michonne misses Rick, and she's been out there looking and looking and looking and holding out hope that he's still alive. And if we don't have hope, then that's a really tough thing to have. What are we striving for? What's the point out there too? So hopefully there'll be some message that keeps the hope alive for Michonne over the radio, and we have that going forward. And I hope so. I just really hope the first or second movie Michonne is reunited with Rick, and it's a nice big moment. And then we'll see what happens. So let's see what we got here. How long do you think Rick will stay in The Walking Dead? I think he's just going to be in the movies, so at least we get at least 3 movies of his, and then we'll go from there, too. So I wouldn't mind getting 3 Rick movies, and that be it of that character, too. So we'll see what happens with Rick in the comics. I'm not trying to give too much away, but some big potential news could be happening in a week from Wednesday. The June 5th issue 192 should be out. It's probably going to sell like hotcakes. Spoilers will be all around because of the big stuff that happened in issue 191 with Rick. So we'll see what happens for sure. Xmas Girl 304, do you feel Gimple will give more Rick trilogy news at San Diego Comic-Con? I hope so. I would assume people will ask him. But every time he's asked the question, he's like, we're trying to work on that now, and we're going to put this out, and we're going to do that. Like, I have to choose my words wisely and don't miss anything and not give any information. Don't give too much away. And so did I answer your question? No? Okay, thank you. We'll see. Hopefully the news about Season 10, Fear the Walking Dead, and the spinoff and the Rick movies will all happen at San Diego Comic-Con in July. Hopefully that happens. And that'll be here before you know it, guys. July will be here. And that's always a good time because it usually happens on a Friday. The trailer drops. We'll be doing breakdowns, new information, man. It's going to be great. Fear the Walking Dead stuff. Hopefully we'll be having, that'll be around that'll be, half over by that time in July. So hopefully we'll get some news about that, what's going for the future, the Rick movies, and the spinoff for sure. So more news, the better, I can't wait to see what we get. Boyd, do you think the Dwight Sherry situation will end like the Maggie being reunited with Beth situation ended? That would be terrible if Beth was Sherry and Beth got killed and Sherry was killed and Dwight gets to see it happen, or she's dying. If you know the comics, you know what happens with Sherry. So I don't know if that's what they're trying to do on the show with Sherry. But I kind of hope it's a happy thing with Dwight and Sherry because Dwight hasn't really had the best good storyline of things. He's kind of been like the doormat. Just been kicked around and taken for granted and with people, and he's been trying to do things just to keep alive. And his whole purpose is to find Sherry and to be with Sherry and to keep her alive. And if that's gone, what's left for Dwight? I don't know. That's not really good. It's a good way to like close off the story of a character. You kind of want to leave it open to see where they can go, right? I mean, I like the idea of Dwight having exactly, Renee. Dwight needs a win. And I hope it's a big win with Sherry and finding her and they're together, But what if like she finds him? And it's like, what if, like, hopefully you've seen Endgame, but there's a moment there where, there's a character that needs a character in the nuts because she doesn't really like know the character. And I like the idea of like that happening where Sherry's like, Sherry sees Dwight and she has to like act like she doesn't know him. So she like beats him up a little bit and then something happens where they can kind of talk or something because she's like protecting him because the group she's with doesn't really trust outsiders or something, But I don't know if that's what they're doing. That's just kind of the thing that I would like to see. Renee, Bri, do you think we'll find out something about Lauren's return? I hope so. I hope she's seen on set, and I hope she comes into around Georgia very soon. I hope that she comes in, episode 3, 4, 5 in the first half, and I hope that takes it out where she's there. And I hope she's there. I hope she's actually with the group in San Diego Comic-Con because it'll be Angela Kang and Gimple and Kirkman and Daryl and Carol and Michonne and Negan and hopefully Judith and the big characters Ezekiel, Jerry, Rosita. Hopefully they're all there and hopefully Lauren's there in San Diego Comic-Con. I would love to see that too. So Janet, Brian, Q&A, Brian, do you think there will be lots of deaths in the next Walking Dead season or a slower pace with more character development? I hope that it's a whisper of war right away. So I think it's going to be a battle. The development was probably last season and the backstory of things with Alpha. Hopefully we get a Beta backstory somewhat. Hopefully we get to see Beta fight, Negan, and hopefully we get to see some big moments here and there. A little more backstory with Beta would be good, but hopefully it's action. Hopefully it's a war and it's good, and hopefully it's just awesome because it really needs to be, in my opinion, too. So, yeah, boy, you hold him. You think Billy will be the new villain in season 3 of Stranger Things? I don't think so. That really, Stranger Things doesn't really have like human villains it's like supernatural things as villains, even though the Doctor was kind of villainous with 11. But I don't really see. I think Billy will be fine. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm hoping season 3 is better than season 2 because I still think Stranger Things season 1 was the best season so far, and hopefully we'll see what happens. But I have high hopes for Stranger Things in 4th of July on Netflix. And if you haven't checked out Stranger Things, definitely check out the first 2 seasons. It's pretty awesome for it too. So, Jennifer Akers. Hey, Brian, long time no talk, but do you think they will have Beta as a basketball player like in the comic and have Negan bust Lucille over his head? Just wondering. I think something is going to happen there too. So, yeah, no, I'm sure it's Brian. Hey, Brian. I would want Negan to fight Beta, and hopefully it happens just the way it does in the comic, where he gets the bat, and then boom, and then it breaks, and he's like, oh my goodness, Lucille. He's reunited with Lucille, only for it to be broken and destroyed right away. You're like, oh my gosh, my Lucille. And hopefully Beta is either a basketball player, a biker, or a pro wrestler. Would be pretty awesome too. So, Cream, that's a good question for Endgame. I thought it was great. I thought the story was good. I thought it was great. It started with Iron Man and it ended with Iron Man. Do you think Rosita's baby will be born by episode 1? I think so. Exum Skirtle 304. I think the time jump will be Rosita and her baby. Or Rosita's walking with her baby with Sadiq, and it's either a boy or girl, and it's probably a boy. But I'm going to think that Rosita's baby will be born off screen, and that's cool. So we'll see what happens too. So, what you got for here? Some other good questions. But, yep. So Fear the Walking Dead is still filming right now. They're on season 5, episode 14 is the word. My last piece of information from Fear the Walking Dead fans was that they were at season 5, episode 14. So they got 14, 15, and 16, and I believe that's it for the season. So they'll be done in a couple weeks. So they'll probably be done in June. All that'll be done. So they'll be filming there, and that's still going. Fear the Walking Dead will come back next week. The Walking Dead is filming now season 10, and some more and more information is there. I will believe the information that I had from an inside source or an unnamed source that I won't say, or that's been going around a little bit a couple places, is that they're on episode 3 starting next week, I believe. And as long as they're on schedule, they'll be at Jekyll Island June 20th through the 23rd is what I remember off the top of my head. Yeah, so that would be Thursday through Sunday. Wow, if that's true, they're filming on a Saturday and Sunday. Jekyll Island is, a couple hours away from where they normally film. So that could mean that we're going to get Oceanside back in the fold. It could be episode 4, 5, maybe episode 5. At that time frame, just going on things. If it's the 20th, so it could be, episode 3 would start next week, the following week, and then 4. So it'd either be probably episode 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the latest, but Oceanside could be back again. Hopefully they are. Hopefully we'll see Cindy, and, Rachel and a couple other characters for going forward in the series that we've seen before. And Oceanside was a big part. Then they kind of dropped off, but I wouldn't mind seeing Oceanside again. And I still stand by my theory that whoever signed the charter is going to die. Father Gabriel. Yeah, could be. Tara is gone. Ezekiel and Carol, but I think Ezekiel and Rachel from Oceanside. So Rachel, Tara's gone. Father Gabriel, Ezekiel, and maybe Carol is the last one, because Carol's not going away. But Carol could look at the charter and it be the last the last person on that charter. I think it's going to be what we have, that they would set that up for foreshadowing, because they all signed the charter and then Tara was killed off right away after signing it, pretty much, right? So what you got here? Coco, how many books do you have out now, Bri? I have 9 books. The price range of each book, you can get, they're on Amazon. Fight for Us is right there in the title. Fight for Us is the book title, and there's 9 books. You can get them all on Amazon. The paperbacks are all $10.99. The Kindle versions are 99 cents for the first book, $1.99 for the first two, I believe, $2.99 for a couple books, and then the last two, I think $3.99 on Kindle. So I think that's interesting. So if you're interested in a good zombie apocalypse genre that I wrote, that is something that means a lot to me, definitely check it out. So Jennifer Akers, so wonder why Cindy wasn't there. Well, Cindy, the actress Sydney Park, was in another show, Pretty Little Liars, I think is what it was. So that's why she wasn't there. She had another obligation for filming something else. So Rachel was there as the delegate, but Cindy is still there as the leader. Cindy's the leader of Oceanside. And so maybe Cindy dies, maybe Rachel dies, but I think we're going to get some big things in Oceanside this season, and I hope so. I want to hope it goes down too. So, Jordan Garner, huge fan, Bri. Who are your favorite newly introduced characters in season 9, The Walking Dead? So as of season 9, my favorite new characters. I like Luke. I like Magna. I like Yumiko. I like Luke probably the best, and then Yumiko or Yumiko, however you want to say it. Their favorite ones are. I say that Judith is a new character because it's older Judith. I still think that older Judith is a new character, so I like Judith a lot. And, Yumiko and Magna. Luke is pretty hilarious. And Lydia was okay. I didn't really think she was, great, but she was okay. Alpha and Beta were really good, but, I like Beta too. So there was definitely the new characters in my book. Connie and Kelly were cool too, but out of the new people, I would say Luke and Yumiko are my favorite ones out of that group. I hope Connie sticks around, but I think we're going to lose characters this season, as we always do. We'll see what happens with the series going forward. I'm hoping that the new characters stick around. I personally thought one of those characters was going to be on the Pikes, right? I mean, it just makes sense, but they weren't. So they're building for the future of that too. So. Boy, do you think the writers will do something to make the viewers like Charlie? Maybe she can put herself in harm's way to save Alicia's life. That would be a good start, in my opinion. I hope so, because how can you really like Charlie right now, right? She was a kid. She was with the Vultures. She was with a group that, didn't really like Nick. Nick took out Enos, however you want to say his name, Enos. And then Charlie was with Ennis and just stood up for him. So what can she do to win people over? Something big, something epic, something heroic, saving a character for sure. I don't mind Charlie. She needs to just do something big to win us over a little bit too. How can you like a character that killed off a fan favorite or one of our characters that we've been following, right? It's how can you like a character that killed off a character that you're supposed to like? It just doesn't make sense, right? What's the redeeming quality of that person? Nothing really, unless they do something big time to make up for it, right? So, Janet, hey, bro, I guess we'll never see Walker Eric, but hey, they brought back Morales, so you never say never, right? Yeah, it's not looking good for Walker Eric. I still think our theory was great. I still think that Eric being a Walker should be seen. It wouldn't make sense now because it's been over so long. I mean, it's probably coming up close to 8 years when Eric went away in the war as a Walker. And I guess he could have stayed alive, but it just would have been better to see Walker Eric, Aaron see him and be like, am I losing my mind? What is going on here? That's something that's pretty awesome. And I think it should have been in the story, and I don't think we're ever going to get it. So that stinks, right? So let me do a couple more questions, and then I got to call it a day, and then I got to clean up a little bit here, and then do some laundry, and then enjoy Sunday. I'm going to watch the 2-hour documentary about Game of Thrones, maybe talk about it a little bit, and then have some more videos this week about it. So hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more videos this week and talk about some things, and I'm excited to continue on. So I'll be back next Sunday for our live stream for sure, and we'll be back. I'll be able to do a live stream for a couple weeks in a row now too, so we'll see how we do it. What you got here? What you got? Questions? Nick, do you think Dwight's wife will be on the show as well? I hope so. I hope Sherry is seen again. I don't know for a fact, but I hope so. Who do you think will be trying to fly the plane? Strand, Althea, maybe Sarah because of her being an ex-Marine. I think Strand. But they all fit. I don't think Althea would. I think it's Strand more than anything because he's actually standing on one of the pictures I have in my latest photos. He's actually standing on the wing of a plane. So I think it makes sense too. So we need a Walker Eric flashback bottle episode. Now we really don't need that too. But there too. Your boy Odom, can you do Stranger Things episode review this season? I'll talk about Stranger Things for sure. I don't mind talking about Stranger Things and a bunch of things, but I'll be talking about a couple things over live streams, the summer, everything as well too. But it's exciting. So there you go, guys. I'm gonna stop the live stream right there. Thank you guys for joining me for the hour. Hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining us, being a part of our live stream. If you haven't already, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family, like, share, subscribe, so they become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family, and just our family here. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and see it. Have a good Memorial Day and be safe. See ya.